we're going to make sure that the caravan season isn't over before it's even begun. Begun? Begin? It begins? Begun. Yeah, begun. I think we're right with begun. Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh, so more details on that coming up. So, a big sort of time now. We're getting into March, so we're getting a bit closer to starting thinking about going away. If you've not already been away, it's that time of year where the sort of market really kicks off and the season kicks off.
Easter's early too as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Easter's going to be really early this year, so time to start really doing our checks now. Obviously the weather's not been great, but we need to make sure that things are working. So if you've not already, if you normally have your caravan booked this beginning part of the season and you want to have it done before Easter, remember Easter is early, so we want to get it booked in that little bit earlier. So make sure if you've not already, get it booked in, because service engineers are booking up very quick. We did our market update a couple of weeks ago now, and we're sort of saying about the prices were coming down, but just because prices have started to come down, or they'd come down, doesn't mean that it's still not a big market out there. Obviously there's still a lot more caravanners out there to what there was previously, but there's only really the same amount of service engineers. So if you need things doing, get it sorted now. So there is things that we can do ourselves. So we can check our road lights. Obviously all we've got to do is plug the car into the caravan, check all of our lights, and it's just going to stop us having issues later on. Now, we've not had any majorly cold spells, but it's a good idea again just to make sure our battery is charged up and is ready for us to actually use. So if you've got motor movers, etc., it's probably a good idea to take our battery off, give it a good charging up, so that when we're getting close to that season and actually going away and using the caravan, the battery's going to be fully charged. We're going to have plenty of life in it. We're not going to sort of half get off the pitch, the battery's going to die, and then we can't actually go away and it's going to ruin our holiday. Really good time again checking our fridge. So just running our fridge up for a couple of hours, making sure that it's working on the gas, the electric. Obviously if you're in storage, you probably can't check it on the 230 volt, but we can run it on the gas for a while. And again, if it's working on the gas, we know that the actual fridge itself will work on the electric as long as the element is working. So it's just things that we can sort of do if we sort of go away and we do have an electrical issue or something like that. We know that our gas system is still going to work. So again, just running all of our gas systems, running our gas heating, even if you're in the storage, as I say, and you can't get the electric in, let's run our gas system now. Still need to make sure that our water system is drained off as well. So we want to make sure that our drain valves in the caravans are all in the up position still. And oh, have a look at that, the pipe popped off. Oh yeah. So as I mentioned, this week's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. So if you're looking for easy meals, quick meals, nutritious meals, low calorie, vegetarian, vegan, they've got you covered in all senses. So I'm going to show you when we had our box turn up a couple of weeks ago and how that looked. Now this time I believe that we've gone for fast, veggie, healthy meals. So let's have a look what we've actually got. We've got the harissa aubergine parmigiana. That looks stunning.
I know, I said it did. You're not overly keen on aubergine, but the picture looked good, didn't it? That's your veggie one. It's quick.
So we've got the harissa beef and bean tacos. Again, oh, we shouldn't have opened this.
I know.
We've got our chipotle black bean enchiladas. We've gone very Mexican this time, haven't we?
That's veggie again, isn't it?
So we've got veggie and healthy. And it doesn't matter what you're looking for, whether it's vegan, vegetarian, low fat, just normal meals, quick meals, delicious meals. HelloFresh have got you covered. So it's bag 15. Remember, this is going to be one of our 5 a day. One of our lovely fresh ingredients. Right, so we've got Chef Nigella here. Now, the nice thing is that we're supposed to add harissa paste, which is a little bit spicy. But because our daughter doesn't really want it that spicy, we can actually just alter the mix very slightly. Don't throw it all over the side, please. So we can just adjust the menus very slightly for our own personal taste. Oh, we're looking good. We are done. So what we've done is actually reduce the portion slightly. We've ordered for 4 people, so for 3 of us, we can actually get 2 evening meals out of these. So yeah, it's a win-win situation for us. So hopefully you can see some delicious meals there. Now obviously we've got our 60% off by using our code at the bottom here. We've got the QR code as well. So if you're looking, you've never used them before and you want to try it, no better time. You can't actually go and buy the ingredients for what it's going to cost you. So hit the link, go and get yourself one of the boxes. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Pipe's popped off. I think he might have been fitting a new fitting on there actually. So I don't think it's done that. Because obviously if it's frozen up, pipes can pop up off. So again, just making sure that before we fill our water system back up, when we actually come to use the caravan, making sure all of our pipes are connected and fitted properly. Otherwise we're going to start pumping water into the caravan and it's just going to flood the system through. So bit difficult on this one. We can't really get in to check the pipe work on the kitchen tap, but we can possibly see some of the water pipe work here and just make sure that everything seems like it's connected. In the bathroom, again, we can have a look up and just make sure that nothing has popped off on any of our taps. So our sink tap, again, we can make sure that that's looking all okay. Shower tap, a little bit more difficult, but again, if you look up on this one, up into this direction, we can check our pipe work onto the shower taps as well. So it's just sometimes making sure that we can sort of see as much as we possibly can before we put that water system on, and then if there is any pipes that have popped off because you've not drained the system properly, it's not going to flood the caravan. So again, as we're getting into this season now, starting to think about using the caravan more, it's all these little things that we can just do over the next couple of weeks, so that when actually we go away, we're not going to end up with any disasters. Now, something that you can do again yourself is just checking that your gas hose is actually in good condition. This is a 2021. They'll last for about 5 years, these rubber hoses. And again, just making sure that there's no cracking or perishing on our actual gas hose. If you've got the older type of gas hose that sort of goes onto a proper regulator, again, these are going to have a date stamped on there. So this one is 6/2020, so coming up to, well, not quite 4 years old yet. So again, we're still okay with this type of gas hose. If it's the steel braided gas hose, they're normally okay for about 10 years. A little bit more difficult to check, but just make sure that there's no signs of any damage on there. Again, a really good one is making sure our tyres are okay. If you've watched our previous videos, we'd said about possibly just increasing the pressure over the winter. So again, want to make sure our tyres are at the correct pressure and that there's no signs of any cracking. There is a date on here, which again, if you've watched our videos before, we've gone through this, and it's going to look a little bit like this here, where we've got 4 numbers, so 21, 20. So again, every 5 years really, once these tyres start to get to about 5 years, we're going to start needing to replace them. Between 5 and 7 years, so if we know that the tyres were fitted and the date was a couple of years, so I think this is a 2021, so it was actually about 6 months after that date. And again, if you've had your tyres fitted and when you've actually had them fitted, you know that the date was 2020, say, but the date on the stamp is 2018, you know that you're okay from about 5 years from about the time that they were actually fitted. Hope that made sense. So as I say, this week it was just sort of trying to make sure, getting back on top of our checks, making sure that the caravan is going to be in a state for us to actually use. We will be doing more checks that we can go through in a little bit more detail over this next couple of weeks. So that is something that we're going to start doing a bit more of over this next couple of weeks. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. As I say, if you've not already gone and used the HelloFresh discount code, go and use it. It works out really good value for money at the minute with our 60% off, and then you get a further 20% off your next orders. And I think that there's a few other little special offers that they're doing as well. So once you've clicked through, there's normally a little bit of freebies there that they're throwing as well. So if you've not tried it, give them a go. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.